Kathy, and she is going to show us an instructional video with kefir grains. So go ahead, Kathy.
All right, well, first of all, I'm going to take off the towel which has been placed there because the seasons have changed. So the kefir grains need to be a little bit warmer than they did in the summer. So I'm going to take it off. This is what they look like. They've been fermenting since 7 o'clock yesterday morning. It's now 10 o'clock, so a little over 24 hours. And I'm just going to put the lid on here. Okay. Put the lid on here. And I'm going to shake it just to homogenize it a bit. And now I'm going to, this is a plastic strainer. We don't want to put any metal against the kefir grains. This strainer can be bought, I think, from Walmart, maybe even the dollar store. Okay. And I'm going to take a plastic spoon and I'm going to gently stir it. Some of the chunks are curds, like you might see in cottage cheese, but most of them are the actual kefir grains. And mine are pretty nice size. They've been growing for about 4 months. When I got them back in the summer, they were the size of small curd cottage cheese. And now you can see they're a little bit bigger. The strings there is called kefir, kefirin, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. And now I'm going to take these kefir grains, and I would say that's about 1/4 cup. Mm-hmm. If it were warmer, you wouldn't need as many, but since the temperature has dropped, I've added a little bit more. I'm going to put it back in that same jar, and I'm going to use that same jar to re-kefir my milk for about 3 days before I actually change the jar out. Okay? Mm-hmm. Done with that. This is raw milk, not for human consumption.
Because that's the Indiana law.
Because that's the Indiana law, and I buy this for my dog, but I drink it and occasionally give him a drink. So this is what I use. And I'm going to fill it almost to the top. We want to have a little bit of room for it to actually ferment. Put the lid back on. Gently shake it. And it's ready to be re-kefired. So I'm going to put a paper towel on it just to keep the dust and things in the air out of it. And I'm going to put it back with the towel around it to keep it warm. I'm going to keep it here, and tomorrow about this time I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
So what we have left in the bowl is your kefir. This is what you're going to be drinking here. So again, I have a plastic cup. I'm going to put it in here. Sometimes I use a funnel, but this is just quicker for me. This is what I do. You can see it's nicely homogenized with little bitty curds in there. This is thicker, this consistency is thicker than you would get if you use pasteurized milk. But they're both, and this is a little bit, it has a yellow color to it because the raw milk has more cream in it, but the taste isn't too different. Okay, now you can drink it like this, but to double the B vitamins, we're going to second ferment it.
Okay.
So to do that, I'm going to put a banana in it, a half of a banana, or sometimes I'll put a date in it. So I'm going to go over here and get a banana.
Okay. Now, in the beginning, when you were using the plastic, why didn't you want to use the metal?
I don't know.
That's just what the rules.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody says if you read about it. Because the metal, I think, kills the kefir grains.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I don't know. Just give it a gentle shake, and it is going to sit on my counter for at least 6 hours. I've left it out all night before, so it could be 8 or 9. You can't ruin it. It can stay at room temperature because it's fermented, which is why they fermented milk to begin with. They didn't have refrigeration in the Caucasus Mountains. So now, obviously, when we want to drink it, when it's done in about 6 to 9 hours, we will refrigerate it because we prefer a cool drink, a smoothie. You can put ice with it or fruit.
All right.
So we're done.
Perfect.
Simple.
Kefir grains with Kathy. Thank you.
You're welcome.